Alright, let's go back to 2017. Xbox has a plan, and on paper, it's actually a good plan. They look at Netflix, they look at Spotify, and they go, why not games? Pay us $15 a month, and you get hundreds of games. Day one, the second they come out. No $60 price tag, no picking and choosing, one subscription, everything included. They call it Game Pass. I know, very creative, right? And what's important is the underlying pitch. And the pitch was, you don't need to buy our console anymore. Play on your Xbox, play on your PC, play on your phone through the cloud. The box in your living room, completely optional. That was the whole dream. Xbox without the Xbox. And to feed that dream, they went shopping. Over the next decade, Microsoft spent close to $80 billion buying up studios and franchises. They bought Call of Duty, they bought Bethesda, which means they bought Skyrim, they bought Doom, and yes, they bought Fallout. All of it poured into the machine so that when you opened Game Pass, you'd see a wall of games that's very hard to say no to. Again, not a terrible plan on paper. They bought Fallout to sell us a subscription. And this month, we found out how that went. It didn't. Bloomberg ran the numbers in July, and they are really ugly. When Game Pass launched, Xbox set itself a target: 77 million subscribers by 2026, this year. The actual number came in around 30 million. Not only are they very far from their target, they're down about 4 million from where they were just 2 years ago. The thing that was supposed to be growing is shrinking. Then last October, they raised the price of Game Pass by 50%, and a lot of people did the math and cancelled. And the trap they built for themselves is almost impressive. By putting brand new games on Game Pass the day they launched, they quietly trained everybody to stop buying games. Why pay $70 for Call of Duty when it's already sitting in a subscription you've got? So they lost the sale. 1 year, Microsoft reportedly left $300 million of Call of Duty money on the table. Just poof, gone. Because they talk their own customers out of buying the thing they were selling. But the underlying, more fundamental problem is that games just aren't Netflix. You blow through a TV show in a weekend and then you're hungry for the next one, so you keep paying. But a big RPG can swallow you for hundreds of hours easily. You don't burn through games fast enough to feel good about paying every single month. So tons of people subscribe for a month, play the new thing, and bail. The whole model was quietly fighting the way that people actually play games, and people won. Put it all together, and the gaming division is running at a 3% profit margin. For a Microsoft division, that might as well be flatlining, because they want something closer to 30, not 3. The new head of Xbox, Asha... In my script I wrote Asha Shawarma, that can't be right. Asha Sharma, there we go. So she sent a memo to staff, and the line that's relevant here is 6 words long. Our business today is not healthy. So they fixed it the way big companies always fix it. They fired people. 3,200 jobs. 20% of Xbox gone. 5 studios shut down or sold off. Real people, a lot of them veterans, packing up their desks so that a spreadsheet could look a bit better. But we're not done. Because, of course, there's more. The same month Microsoft decided it couldn't afford those 3,200 people, the same company announced it's planning to spend around $190 billion this year on AI. Not games, AI data centers. So the money is there, it was always there, it just decided that our corner of the company was not worth it. 2/3 of that July layoff wave came out of gaming, while the checkbook for the AI stuff got fatter than it's ever been. Nobody in this story is broke. They made a choice, and simply put, we weren't it. Okay, so the subscription dream is dead, which brings us to the new plan. And the new plan is where this stops being a corporate story and starts being a we story. For 10 years, the message was, you don't need the box. Play anywhere. Well, now they need us to need the box again. Because it turns out, you can't run a console company if nobody buys the console. So the strategy is flipping. The reporting, and this is Bloomberg and Windows Central both, says Xbox is going back to exclusives. Their best games, the big single-player ones, get locked to Xbox hardware again. Multiplayer stuff stays everywhere because that's where the easy money is. But the crown jewels go back in the box. And the reasoning straight out of the reporting is that they'll make more of their best titles exclusive so people have, quote, a reason to buy the console. And they've already started. Gears of War, E-Day, Xbox only. Their new game, Clockwork Revolution, Xbox only. Asha Sharma stood on a stage and said as much out loud. And the games being floated as next in line, Halo, The Elder Scrolls, and Fallout. So what does that actually mean for us, sitting there waiting on the next trip to the wasteland? The way I see it, it means Fallout gets turned into bait. The whole reason Microsoft owns the franchise we love, a franchise they bought to move subscriptions, is now being repurposed to sell us a $500 box that none of us, or at least most of us, were not planning on buying. Fallout stops being a game they owe us, and it starts being the worm on the hook. And it gets more personal than that, at least for this channel. The studio that Microsoft just put in charge of the next Fallout is Obsidian. The studio that made New Vegas, the people that many of us are excited to get this series back after 15 plus years. Yes, I know Obsidian is not the same as they were 15 years ago, but I would still prefer them over Bethesda. They are an Xbox studio. So the one new Fallout a lot of us actually want could be the exact game that ends up locked behind the box. Maybe the best thing to happen to Fallout in years, and the hardest one to actually get your hands on, riding in on the same announcement. The timing of it is almost cruel because the box got more expensive too. There's a global shortage of memory chips right now, driven by, go on, guess, the same AI boom that Microsoft is pouring that 190 billion into. So Xbox consoles cost more to build, so they raise the prices at the exact moment that they meet us to go and buy one. Charge us more for the console, give us fewer places to play, and then dangle Fallout as the reason that we put up with it. Now, in fairness, and I do try to be fair here on my channel, an exclusive isn't automatically a crime. Sony did it for years. A great exclusive can be the whole reason a console exists. If Xbox built incredible games you could only get on Xbox, and the box was good and the price was right, that's fine. That's just competition. That's healthy. Nobody's owed every game on every screen. But look at the actual situation. The console is getting more expensive, not less. The games are years away. The next Elder Scrolls is 2 to 3 years out at the very least, and Fallout comes after that, most likely not until the mid-2030s. And the exclusivity is there for one reason. They're bleeding and they need a wall around the one thing we still want. There's a difference between an exclusive that's a gift and an exclusive that's a ransom note. So we've ended up somewhere strange. For a decade, Microsoft spent $80 billion building a world where we'd never have to buy an Xbox to play Fallout, and it didn't work. So now the new plan is to spend the goodwill of that exact franchise, making sure that we do. They bought Fallout to give it away cheap. Now they want to use it to make us pay up. Same franchise, opposite job. And you, the person who just wants to walk back out into the Mojave someday, you're the piece getting slid around the board. Now, to be clear, I don't know for certain this is gonna happen. The reporting says the plan is, in their own words, still in flux and plans change. Who knows, maybe Fallout 5 shows up on everything. Maybe this whole exclusivity push collapses the same way the last big plan did. But I think I can see which way the wind is blowing. And I know that every big call about Fallout right now is getting made in a room where the game itself is almost beside the point. It's a line item. It's a reason to buy a box. Until next time.